If you're over 60, there's a simple habit millions do every day that could silently increase your risk of a stroke while you sleep. No warning, no pain. One moment you're fine. The next, your speech is slurred or your arm won't move. As a brain doctor, I've seen this far too often. And it's not because of smoking, a poor diet, or a lack of exercise. It's something most people think is helping them. Vitamins. Yes, vitamins. Every day, millions of older adults take supplements to protect their bones, boost their energy, or sharpen memory. And while some do help, others, especially in high doses or taken at the wrong time, can quietly put your brain in danger. Today, I want to walk you through 5 common vitamins that may increase your risk of stroke, brain bleeds, or blood pressure spikes, especially during the early morning hours, when your brain is most vulnerable. If you've ever taken vitamin D, E, B6, A, or niacin, this video might just save your life. Before we begin, I'd love to know, have you ever questioned whether your vitamins could be doing harm? Type 1 in the comments if you're curious to learn more. Type 0 if this is all new to you. And if brain health matters to you or someone you love, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for honest, science-backed tips made especially for older adults. Let's begin with one of the most surprising. Vitamin D. What you don't know about it could turn a peaceful night's sleep into something dangerous. You've probably heard it's good for your bones, your mood, even your immune system. And that's all true, especially in moderation. But here's what most seniors are never told. Too much vitamin D, especially taken at night, can silently raise your risk of a stroke. I know that sounds shocking, but I've seen it firsthand in my own patients. Take Mr. Walter, for example, a 74-year-old retired Navy vet, disciplined, sharp, committed to his health. Every morning, like clockwork, he lined up his supplements, including a 10,000 IU vitamin D capsule. He believed he was protecting his bones, but what he didn't realize was that this simple routine was quietly pushing his body toward a silent disaster. One morning, his wife found him standing in the kitchen, confused, unable to speak clearly. His right arm hung limp by his side. He'd had a stroke in his sleep. His lab results were alarming. Dangerously high calcium levels, stiff arteries, blood pressure swinging all over the place. And the root cause? Vitamin D toxicity. Here's what happened. When you take high doses of vitamin D, especially without medical supervision, it causes calcium to build up in your bloodstream. Your body doesn't know what to do with all that extra calcium, so it begins depositing it in your arteries. That makes them stiff and narrow. And when arteries lose flexibility, especially in older adults, it becomes much easier for a clot to form and travel straight to your brain. Combine that with dehydration, poor sleep, and a spike in calcium at night, and you've created a perfect storm for stroke. What's the scariest part? There are no warning signs. You go to bed feeling fine and wake up with your life forever changed. And here's something you may not know. Many over-the-counter vitamin D supplements, especially in the US, contain far more than older adults actually need. Some offer 5,000 IU, others even 10,000 IU per capsule. People take these every day, thinking more is better. But the truth? Studies show that even 2,000 IU daily may be too much if you're not deficient. Let me say this clearly. If you're taking vitamin D, especially along with calcium or heart medications, you must get your blood levels checked regularly. And always take it in the morning, not before bed. Now let me ask you, do you know how many IUs your supplement contains? Type D in the comments if you're currently taking vitamin D. Let's open the conversation, and if this segment made you think twice, give this video a like to help others find it too. Let's talk about vitamin E, often called the heart helper. If you've been taking it for years, you're not alone. Many people over 60 add vitamin E to their routine, hoping it will support their heart, improve circulation, maybe even boost memory or skin health. But here's the part that doesn't make it onto the bottle label. Too much vitamin E, especially when combined with heart medications, can increase your risk of bleeding inside the brain. Yes, even if you're doing everything else right. Let me share a story I'll never forget. Mrs. Evelyn Brooks, 81 years old, a retired librarian from Ohio. She was sharp, witty, always had a book in hand. She had a heart valve condition and was on warfarin, a common blood thinner. Her doctors monitored her carefully. Her blood work looked fine. Her pressure was stable. Then one day, she picked up a bottle of natural vitamin E that she saw in a magazine ad. 800 international units per capsule. I thought it would help my memory and circulation, she told me. But 3 weeks later, she was rushed to the emergency room. Headache, confusion, vomiting. A brain scan revealed a hemorrhagic stroke, bleeding inside the brain, not because of high blood pressure, not from a fall, but because the combination of warfarin and high-dose vitamin E had made her blood too thin to clot. One fragile vessel in her brain gave way. Here's what most people don't realize. Vitamin E, in high doses, acts as a natural anticoagulant. That means it slows blood clotting. So if you're already on medications like aspirin, Plavix, or warfarin, and then add vitamin E on top, your risk of internal bleeding quietly increases, especially in the brain, where even a small bleed can damage speech, memory, or mobility. And get this, the recommended daily intake for older adults is just 15 milligrams, which is about 22 IU. Yet most store-bought supplements contain 200, 400, even 1,000 IU per capsule. No warnings, no required consultations, and many seniors take them daily, for years. Mrs. Evelyn survived, but she now walks with a cane. Her short-term memory never fully returned. Through tears, she told me, "I just wanted to help myself. I didn't know I was doing harm." And that's the part that breaks my heart, because she's not alone. So many older adults believe if it's a vitamin, it must be safe. But the truth is, not every vitamin is safe, especially when you're on heart or blood pressure medications. That's why you must talk to your doctor before adding anything new to your routine. Because even with the best intentions, you could be putting your brain at risk. Now, if the idea of a brain bleed wasn't scary enough, there's another vitamin people take for nerve support and energy that can actually damage your nerves, and sometimes permanently. Let's talk about vitamin B6. You've probably seen it on bottles that say nerve support, energy, or brain booster. Maybe a friend even recommended it to help with focus or aging nerves. But here's what many older adults are never told. Too much vitamin B6 can actually damage your nerves, and the effects can be irreversible. Let me tell you about Mr. Harold Jenkins. He was 76, a retired truck driver from Kansas. He came into my office complaining of strange symptoms. His feet felt numb, his hands tingled, his balance was off. At first, he thought it was just age catching up to him. Then he started falling. Once, then again. The third time, he hit his head on the bathroom floor. When I reviewed his supplement routine, the answer jumped out at me. He'd been taking a popular nerve support formula for over a year. The label said it supported brain health and circulation. But inside each tablet, 100 milligrams of vitamin B6, and he was taking 2 tablets a day. That's 200 milligrams daily, over 10 times the recommended upper limit for older adults. And here's the scary part. Unlike some vitamins that flush out in your urine, vitamin B6 accumulates in your system over time. And in seniors, that buildup can damage the protective coating around your nerves, like stripping the insulation off a wire. The result? Tingling, numbness, muscle weakness, tremors, even memory problems or confusion. What's worse? These symptoms creep in slowly. Many people think it's arthritis or dementia, when in fact it could be B6 toxicity, a slow, preventable kind of nerve damage caused by a pill meant to help. Mr. Jenkins was one of the lucky ones. We caught the problem in time. We stopped the supplement, and the damage didn't get worse. But he still uses a cane. He no longer drives. And I'll never forget what he told me. I just wanted to protect my brain. I didn't realize I was poisoning it. Let's be clear. Vitamin B6 is important. Your brain and nerves need it. but only in very small amounts. Older adults typically need just 2 to 10 milligrams per day, including what you get from food. But many supplements, especially brain support or nerve-boosting formulas, contain 50, 100, even 200 milligrams per dose. That's not just unnecessary, it's dangerous. So if you're taking anything labeled nerve, brain, or energy, check the label. Know your numbers. And if you've taken B6 or know someone who has, type B6 in the comments below. Because awareness can make the difference between staying independent and slowly losing control over your body. Now, you might be thinking, at least some vitamins, like vitamin A, must be safe. It's just for eyesight, right? Well, not exactly. Let's talk about vitamin A. If you're like most older adults, you've probably heard vitamin A is essential for good vision. Maybe you've taken it for your immune system, skin health, or because someone said it helps you age gracefully. But here's what almost no one tells you, especially if you're over 60. Too much vitamin A doesn't just sit quietly in your system. It builds up, and over time, it can increase pressure inside your skull, mimicking a stroke, damaging your vision, and even affecting your brain. Let me introduce you to Miss Dorothy Simmons. She was 79, a retired piano teacher from Oregon. She loved music, taught students from her living room, took pride in her independence. But then, the symptoms started. First it was headaches, then blurry vision, then dizziness, and slurred speech. Her family feared the worst, a stroke. But when we ran her scans, there was no clot, no bleeding. Instead, her brain was showing signs of elevated intracranial pressure. Too much pressure inside the skull. Her spinal fluid wasn't draining properly. Tiny veins in her brain were under stress. The cause? Vitamin A toxicity. Miss Dorothy had been taking a high-dose skin and eye supplement for over 5 years, nearly 10,000 IU per day, every single day, and she had no idea she was doing anything wrong. Here's what makes vitamin A different. It's fat-soluble, which means your body stores it in your liver, your tissues, even your brain. It doesn't flush out easily like vitamin C or most of the Bs. And as we age, our liver slows down, so that buildup happens even faster. Too much vitamin A in the body can lead to a condition called pseudotumor cerebri, also known as false brain tumor. Its symptoms? Headaches, blurry or double vision, dizziness, nausea, slurred speech, and in severe cases, permanent vision loss or cognitive decline. And here's the kicker. Many multivitamins already contain the full recommended dose of vitamin A. But people unknowingly double or triple that by adding extra skin, eye, or anti-aging formulas on top. The safe upper limit for seniors? Roughly 2,500 to 3,000 IU per day, and only if truly needed under medical supervision. Yet many online supplements contain 5,000, even 10,000 IU or more per capsule. Taken daily for months or years, the damage slowly builds. Miss Dorothy is slowly recovering, but she now needs regular eye exams, pressure checks, and balance therapy. She told me something I'll never forget. I thought I was doing something good for my body. I never imagined it could hurt my brain. And that's why I share her story. Not to scare anyone, but to make sure you have the facts so you can protect yourself and your independence. Now, if you thought eyesight vitamins were risky, wait until you hear what can happen when a vitamin meant for cholesterol and heart health suddenly spikes your blood pressure. Let's talk about niacin, also known as vitamin B3. It's often praised as a natural way to lower cholesterol. Some doctors even prescribe it. You'll also find it in heart health supplements, energy drinks, fortified cereals. But here's what's often left out of the conversation, especially for older adults. In high doses, niacin can quietly cause serious swings in your blood pressure and even trigger a stroke. Let me introduce you to Mr. Frank Miller, 82 years old, a retired postman from Florida. He came to my clinic with a strange mix of symptoms: hot flashes in his face, a pounding sensation in his chest, dizziness that came and went every morning. His wife thought it was anxiety. His son blamed his blood pressure meds. But the real cause was something no one had thought to check. Frank had been taking an over-the-counter supplement labeled supports cholesterol and circulation. On the front, it looked natural and heart healthy. But on the back, 1,000 milligrams of niacin per serving, and he was taking it twice a day. That's 2,000 milligrams daily, over 60 times what most older adults actually need. Here's what happens when you take high-dose niacin. First, it causes your blood vessels to dilate. That's the flush feeling. Your skin may turn red, warm, or itchy. But then, shortly after, those same blood vessels snap back and constrict. That sudden tightening can raise your blood pressure, stress your heart, and reduce blood flow to your brain. Over time, this yo-yo effect is like tapping a hammer on a pane of fragile glass. Eventually, something gives. Frank had what's known as a TIA, a transient ischemic attack, a mini-stroke. His speech slurred for 2 minutes, then returned. He thought it was a fluke, but I had to tell him the hard truth. The supplement meant to help his heart was quietly harming his brain, and he's not alone. Many older adults take high-dose niacin without realizing it. They buy flush-free or extended-release forms online, thinking it's safer. But even those can still raise blood pressure, trigger irregular heart rhythms, and affect blood sugar levels. Here's what you need to know. For older adults, anything above 50 milligrams of niacin per day should only be used under medical supervision. And if you have high blood pressure, atrial fibrillation, or are on heart medications, please check your labels. Frank is off niacin now. He's recovering, with no permanent damage. But he told me something that stayed with me. Doc, I thought I was doing everything right. I didn't know. I was gambling with my brain. So now we've walked through 5 common vitamins, each with the power to quietly harm your brain. Let's recap. Vitamin D can stiffen arteries and raise stroke risk, especially if taken at night. Vitamin E can thin your blood too much, leading to dangerous brain bleeds, especially when combined with heart meds. Vitamin B6, in high doses, can damage your nerves permanently, causing numbness, imbalance, or confusion. Vitamin A builds up in your system, increasing pressure inside the skull and mimicking stroke-like symptoms. Niacin causes blood pressure swings and mini-strokes when taken in high doses for cholesterol or energy. Now you might be wondering, if these vitamins can be risky, what should I take instead? Or better yet, what should I eat? It's a powerful question, because the truth is, your body was not designed to run on pills. It was built to thrive on real food, whole, natural, nutrient-rich food that your brain recognizes, absorbs, and uses in just the right amounts. Let me tell you about Mrs. Margaret Wilson. She's 73, a retired school principal from Arizona. When I first met her, she pulled out an entire drawer full of supplements: vitamin D for bones, vitamin E for heart, B-complex for energy, niacin for cholesterol, a multivitamin, and a few more for brain support. "I'm doing everything right, Doc," she said. But something wasn't adding up. She was feeling dizzy in the mornings. Her balance was off. Her blood pressure kept climbing. So, we did something radical. We cleared the clutter. One by one, we removed the pills and replaced them with real food. No magic diet, no expensive program, just simple whole foods at the right time in the right combinations. Here's what her breakfast looked like: 1 boiled egg, clean protein, half an avocado, healthy fats, a slice of whole grain toast for steady energy, a handful of blueberries loaded with antioxidants, a glass of room temperature water to hydrate the brain. Sometimes she added a few walnuts or almonds. That's it. No powders, no pills, just food, real, recognizable, nourishing. Within just a few weeks, Margaret noticed a difference. Her dizziness faded, her blood pressure stabilized, her energy returned, and she told me her mind felt clearer than it had in years. Here's why it worked. Your brain needs 4 key things to function well, especially as you age. 1. Hydration. 2. Healthy fats. 3. Consistent fuel. 4. Micronutrients. in their natural form. It doesn't need megadoses. It needs balance. Let's talk about some of the best foods for brain health, especially for adults over 60. Leafy greens like spinach, kale, and collard greens. They're rich in folate, vitamin K, and antioxidants that protect your neurons. Fatty fish like salmon, sardines, and mackerel. They're packed with omega-3 fatty acids, which help reduce brain inflammation and protect memory. Berries, especially blueberries, raspberries, and blackberries. They contain polyphenols that support cognitive function and reduce oxidative stress. Nuts and seeds, like walnuts, almonds, chia, and flax. These provide vitamin E, magnesium, and healthy fats that fuel your brain cells. Whole grains, such as oats, quinoa, and whole wheat. They provide slow-release energy and help maintain stable blood sugar, essential for mental clarity. Avocados, rich in monounsaturated fats that improve blood flow to the brain. Eggs, especially the yolks, which contain choline, a nutrient critical for memory and brain development. Legumes and beans, full of fiber, B vitamins, and steady energy for the brain. Water, yes, plain water. Mild dehydration is a leading and often missed cause of confusion, headaches, and poor focus in seniors. Together, these foods don't just support your brain, they benefit your heart, bones, immune system, and even your mood. You're not just eating, you're healing with every bite. The best part? No risk of overdose, no surprise side effects, and no guesswork about what's inside. Just real nourishment that your body knows what to do with. So let's step back. What have we learned today? It's not that vitamins are bad, it's that at this stage in life, your body no longer processes them the same way it did decades ago. Even the most well-meaning habits can quietly backfire if you're not aware of the risks, and that's why I want to leave you with this. It's not the pills you take that protect your brain, it's what you understand about them, because awareness is the best medicine. The truth is, you're not powerless. Every choice, every label you read, every habit you examine puts you back in the driver's seat of your health. You don't need to fear vitamins, but you do need to respect them. Read the labels. Ask your doctor before adding something new. And most importantly, listen to your body, especially when it whispers. Because in older adults, a whisper is often the first sign of something serious. And if even one part of this video spoke to you, pause for a moment. What's one small change you can make? Starting tomorrow? Maybe it's checking your supplement bottle. Maybe it's swapping a pill for a piece of salmon. Or maybe it's just drinking one extra glass of water. It doesn't have to be complicated. It just has to be intentional. And you don't have to do it alone. If you found this helpful, hit that like button. It tells the algorithm to show this to more older adults who might need it. Drop a comment and tell us, what's one change you'll make today to protect your brain? And if you care about someone over 60, a parent, a friend, or yourself, tap subscribe to join us. We share honest, science-backed insights made just for older adults, so you can live smarter, longer, and stronger. Remember, you are not alone on this journey, and you're never too old to take back control of your health. Whether you're 60, 70, 80, or beyond, your brain is still listening, still learning, still capable of healing, when given the chance. Maybe you've made mistakes in the past. Maybe you trusted a label or a commercial that steered you wrong. Maybe you're hearing this today and thinking, how did I not know any of this? Please know, that's not your fault. We live in a world that sells quick fixes and miracle cures, but rarely explains the full picture. That's what this channel is here to do, to give you the truth, to give you options, and to give you hope. Real hope, not just for avoiding stroke or memory loss, but for living each day with clarity, energy, and purpose. And it starts with simple shifts. Swap confusion for curiosity. Swap pills for plants. Swap isolation for community. If you found comfort or clarity in this message, you're already part of something bigger than a video. You're part of a movement of older adults reclaiming their health, with knowledge, not fear. So go ahead, share this video with someone you care about. Leave a comment, even a single emoji, to tell the algorithm this was worth watching. Subscribe so you never miss another life-changing insight. And until next time, take care of your brain, take care of your body, and take care of each other. Because you're not just aging, you're still becoming. And we're here with you every step of the way. This has been another science-backed insight where we bring you trusted advice for a sharper brain, stronger body, and longer life. If you're still with us, thank you. It means you care, not just about living longer, but about living better. If you haven't already, tap like to support this kind of content. Drop a quick comment below. We read every single one. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss what's next. And speaking of what's next, our upcoming video dives into the 5 warning signs your brain is aging faster than your body and how to reverse them. It's packed with tips you won't hear in your doctor's office. So stay tuned, stay informed, and stay strong. Because here at Health 365, we don't believe aging means decline. We believe it means power, purpose, and potential when you have the right tools. Until next time, take care of your brain, take care of your life, and keep showing the world that your best years, Rafa, are still ahead.